So far, everybody, what did we do? We went on to a current listing, and on the right-hand side, I see the word, you see this little vanity URL? Well, that's what we're looking for. I click on it. You see how I highlighted? It gets a little dark, a little light, okay? I click on that listing, and this is what appears. This is your single property website to showcase to your seller and to also use as a link to potential buyers. Why? Because it's the most awesome way to present an online listing that gives the visitor, the viewer, everything they need to know about this potential home. What's the first thing we see at the very, very top? It's promoting the listing agent and contact. All of these other links take you to various parts of this single page. So the first thing we notice is a beautiful exterior photo, the address of the home, the price, and as we scroll down, now I've got some really wonderful listing details. This is a quick snapshot of exactly what is available in this home. So if I want to choose and look at the listing details, they're all right here. It gives me a very good review. Now let's say I want to look for the virtual tour. I click on this. I'm not going to click on it, but you get the point. It'll take you to the virtual tour. Next, as I scroll down the page, this is an expanded description that Donna Marie has added. It makes a very big difference when you're presenting to your marketplace. But what you also see up here in the description is a link. We'll go through that in a second because that link will be embedded into the listing description. I scroll down, I scroll down, I scroll down. Features, I love this pop out. Watch this. Now, this is all the property's features. Again, you have not done anything except make sure that when you add the listing information onto the MLS, well, your front desk does, that all of this information is there because this is where it's pulling it from. So the more comprehensive the data you add, the better the visitor and user experience will be. Now I've got a slideshow of all beautiful photos. I'm never leaving this page, notice. So if I was the visitor or someone was interested in purchasing this property, or I was showcasing my tools and resources to a seller, this is exactly what they would experience. And it's a pretty nice experience. What's also really beautiful is the gallery of photos. You can see the different sizes, which is wonderful. The next thing that we have is how this home is, where it's featured on the map. And I can scroll in all I want, but what I can also do, again, is I can look at a satellite view. So if there's certain particular things that I want to showcase about the property, this particular property happens to be on a very, very, very quiet street in Oyster Bay Cove. So this is a destination street. You're going to this house, that's it, a lovely, lovely street. Again, you might want your potential buyers to know that. And at the very bottom, this is what your visitor will see to the page. They can, if this was on a mobile phone, by the way, it's beautifully optimized. What does that mean? It's a good looking view so that everything you see here is now in a line, in a list. So if you have any listings right now in Connect, I would encourage you to do that. Go to the Connect account, look at your listing and view it on your phone, because guess what? You can also share this. That's the beauty of this right now. Now, what I'm going to do is, if anybody doesn't have any questions, if you want to put any questions right now about just what we've talked about in chat before Ron takes over. So, any questions? No? Perfect.
I put into the chat, any questions for Kathy?
So if there isn't, that's fine. So if you look at the top, can you all see the top of my screen where it says 110shutterlane.laffey.com? I hope so.
Kathy, somebody's asking if this works for co-ops also.
It works for every single listing in our inventory. Every single listing. So yes, the answer is absolutely yes. But remember, the visitor experience is predicated on how much good information, description, amenities, and photographs you put into your listing. If the visitor or the user has a bad visual experience, it's not going to be as enticing. The whole purpose here is to A, promote this to your seller as a wonderful, wonderful listing tool that really showcases their property, but also to take this listing URL, website address, and use that not only to communicate in an email to your buyers, but also on social media. So right now, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, but Ron has taken this, copied that link. That's all he's doing right now. And Ron is going to now show you how you can use this in social media. I unshared, Ron.
Okay. So I'm in Donna Marie's Connect, and here's the URL. I simply highlight the URL and I copy it. I open up the next tab in Facebook. Is Facebook visible, Diane?
Yes.
Okay.
No. Yes, it is.
Okay.
So to answer your question, Ron, just before you get started, this URL is not available after the listing expires.
Correct.
Correct. So it's an added feature that allows you to have a single property website, which normally costs anywhere from $30 to $100 and something. You no longer have to actually search that out. You don't have to pay for any of that stuff. It's included inside Laffey's Connect CRM. Having this is a great benefit because you can give this to the seller and enhance your customer service. By singling out this property, you're showing what you can do to promote just this property, because that's all your seller cares about. So I've taken that Vanity URL, which is now the address plus Laffey.com. And again, it has all of your information on it, not Donna Marie's. It has your information on it. Yes, okay. And so what I did was I copied it and I pasted it right into the post inside of her business page. And this is what came up. It automatically populates with all of the information, the link that goes to the website, and a picture that is right there on which is the first, I believe that's the first photo.
Yeah, it is.
And so I've copied and pasted that in, and then I just simply post it. And so as it adds that post, you'll see it somewhere down here in one of these posts, and you can quickly comment. You can share that over to your homeowner. You can actually just share this. If your homeowner is your friend or they liked your page, which I hope they have, that would be a great benefit as well. But when we go back here, you also have the ability to go to the Sellers tab and send them a quick email. So you can send them an email in that Sellers tab by just going in there and adding them. So for instance, here I added Ronald, which was me, and I just happen to be in her list. And there I am right there. I've added it. To look at that email, you just click on that little email button. And here's what the email looks like. Don't worry about the codes. That automatically puts the customer's name in, automatically puts your signature in. So don't touch any of that. But here you can modify this. So for instance, here I would probably say, your property is now available on an exclusive Vanity website. And then they would click the link there in their email and they could see that Vanity website. It's great for customer service, and it doesn't have to have any effort on your part, and it has no cost on your part. And the value here is that you're promoting that single property to the single property website, which if we click that property website goes right there. And as Kathy showed you earlier, look how beautiful this is. And it's all about that. Now we can modify the description. Kathy, you want to take that over?
Sure. I wanted to address one question. I think it was from Jane. The way it comes in is odd. She says, if you advertise on social media, should you put a description along with the link?
Yeah, I would. So for instance, let's go back here and I'll go through that process again. So I'm going to paste that in there, right? Normally what I would do is I would wait for this to pop up and then I would delete this because you don't need to have this here. And then I would copy and paste that description. So if I went back here and I just looked at the description, I could copy and paste all of that. And let's say I just want to do the first paragraph. Make it simple. I could paste that in there. You know, you clean it up a little bit. Attention to detail. Maybe it's too much. Maybe I just don't want that. Maybe I just want just a little bit of a teaser. And that looks nice. So
Maybe
what you can do is...
Maybe you want to put at the end, click click on this, this home or click on this link for further details.
For further details. Now, listen, this is a personal thing too. You're going to have to put in something and make it as if you're talking to somebody. For instance, let's say you don't copy and paste the description. You say, by the way, I have a virtual tour available on this website, on this exclusive website. Now, I'm just going real quick, but take a few moments and then put the link into maybe the YouTube video, or maybe just leave this as it is. You can put as much information as you want. Make it personal though. I'm going to click off of that. Kathy?
Okay, so Charles wanted to know if we could add a video. And yes, you can embed video, you can embed links, you can embed a lot of different things, Charles. That's really done in the overview. And that kind of brings us back, which is a great segue, back to the description. So if you scroll down, you can see right at the dark gray bar, that's the description that we're allowed to add in MLS, right? You can see it's not very thorough. In fact, you know, Donna Marie, in order to fit everything in, had to do a lot of abbreviations. So there's not a lot of pretty stuff that you're seeing here. But what do you have, the code, Ron?
Yeah, the eat-in kitchen, right? So the MLS description has got to be short because you're limited for the characters. But we've asked everybody to enhance their listings and their descriptions, and you can do that in Laffey.com. Just go in there and write some more things. Get rid of the abbreviations. Make it easier to read. Sometimes I even get caught up. After all the years, I get caught, eat-in kitchen and what is this SS appliance, stainless steel appliances, right? I have to figure that out. So the enhanced description, in which Kathy and Donna Marie sold me on, was it is more legible. It's much more descriptive, and this is what people want.
Plus, you're giving people, as you all know, you're giving people a wonderful written overview to entice them to learn more about the property. So if any of you have descriptions, in fact, I'm not even afraid to use it. I was just on the phone with Peter Guadagno before, and he has a pretty little cape in Carl Place. Now, there are certain things that he can't expand on because he can't get into the property because of other reasons, but it's 2 lines of copy. That's not enticing. People, there's 3 photos and 2 lines of copy. Give it some oomph, give it a reason for people to want to learn more, which is why we're trying to very slowly but surely give you new tools and tips to incorporate every week. If you learn something new every week, hopefully this adds value to your business. Now, with the enhanced description, which we've already done, you can see that a quintessential Gold Coast residence is complete with all the amenities. That's a link. We created that link that now, Ron, if you go to the public site, can you go to Donna Marie's actual page? Yeah. So if you click on that link, now this is the description. Yeah, it will take you back to the single page URL. So now anybody can pull that link in. How do we do that, or why do we do that? We're always trying to improve the way that, quote unquote, the Google looks at everything, and Ron is not going to go into it, but it will help you get more visibility. Well, how do we do that? Same exact way that we just explained to you before. You click on the link button once you've copied that Vanity URL, highlighted it, stuck it in where it says URL, kept the text, and said, okay. So now that's embedded. And I guess too, Charles, if you had a video on YouTube, you could do the same exact thing. You could embed the video in that link. As long as it's a YouTube video or a move file, you could do the same exact thing. We can send some additional directions out. So does anybody have any other questions so far on what we talked about? It's a very quick training today, but I would definitely encourage everyone that has a listing, if you could right now, go to your phones, go onto your website. Now your website, you all know how to get there, hopefully. It's your name.laffey.com. You have listings. If you don't have listings, then just follow along.
All right.
What, Ron?
Go ahead.
Once you're there, you can now get a good feel for what everyone else is seeing when you send out or share that particular listing with your viewing public. You can use this in your e-cards. You can use this in a regular email. You open up your Outlook, you open up your Gmail, and send this link to anybody in your universe. And if you have customers in Connect, you can also use that as well. Donna Marie?
So more than ever before, every buyer and seller is searching online, and therefore you want to give them as much information as possible. So by enhancing your listing description, you're giving that buyer, before they walk in the door, a lot of information for them to actually schedule an appointment with you, and you are capturing them through this vanity URL, and you're keeping them on your page. So it's really so valuable, and I would certainly enhance those descriptions and then make that a post on all your social media.
So the added benefit here is that in Google search, the Laffey links will come up at the top of page 1. So when people are typing in, and this is what your homeowners will typically do, they will type in their address. I'm getting a lot of this lately, like we don't have control over Google, but we kind of do if you do some of the things that we're asking you to do. Enhance your descriptions will give you an edge in Google. And again, we don't have control over Google, but we can tweak it a little bit so that we can game the system. So if you enhance your descriptions, you're going to have the Laffey link coming up here next to Zillow and Realtor, which is really what we are looking for. So as you listen to some of these techniques, they have added benefits that you don't see, but this is one that you can actually understand, because I know you have homeowners looking on Google for their property, and we would love to have your link right there at the top so that you have great customer service. Kathy?
Now you can probably, if you're doing an open house, and it's whether it's your open house or you know, someone else's, the only benefit to this is obviously it shares the listing agent's contact information. But if you're doing an open house on one of your own listings, this is a great opportunity to then share it out as a link on that page. So,
okay, so
go ahead.
Well, we have a lot of tabs, and Kathy was going to go into this, but we're not going to have time for that today. So what we'd like you to do is to go into your own listings and go through these tabs. When you pull up the listing, there's a plethora of information here. Go through the tabs. One of the ones that I went to, which Donna Marie brought up, was the videos. So if you have videos, and if you have your video on YouTube, make sure that YouTube link is in here, because that will come up on the property page. And typically that video will come up here right at the top. Now you have the button for the virtual tour, which is great, but sometimes having that video here is wonderful. What was the one with 40, is it 45 Miller?
What are you talking about?
Phillips.
Mill River Road.
River Road, you got it.
Yeah, Phillips is Mill River Road. And this is what his normal looks like on Laffey.com. But if I go to Phillips' website and I look at the property, it's going to have a different look to it. Now, this is his personal website, but when I start to go looking at the individual, and I believe there was actually a 45 Mill River was a website, right?
45-Mill River Road, because there's a land. 45-Mill River Road.laffey.com.
Yeah, typically you won't have to type this in. You'll just copy and paste the link, millriverroad.laffey.com. Right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it.
All right, we'll give that a try. Typically, I would just copy and paste it, but there it is. So what we did on his was we enhanced it by inserting that YouTube video that he did. So back here, where that tab was for the video, all I did was copy and paste his URL from the YouTube video, and look at the single property website. It's now enhanced even more, where it had his walkthrough video that he did. And I think consumers really do like to see this. You know, this is a shortcut for me. Yes, it's got all this great information. Oh, but here's a video and it's just going to save me time. He's going to explain everything. And here's what Kathy was talking about before. She added this link in here, which will help you with the Google rankings. So all of these little things do add up to be exceptional customer service.
And at the end of the day, what are we doing? We're showing our sellers a value-added opportunity of working with us. This is what we do on a regular basis. We meaning the listing agent, meaning you. This is how we get your property shown, how we get your property visited, and how we get your property seen, which ultimately leads to what? Getting your property sold. So one thing, and by the way, remember what it's costing you. Nothing. It's costing you nothing. The only thing you need to do is just play with it a little bit, use yourself as an example. Now, before we get off, I didn't see if anybody else had any questions for the...
Well, while you're waiting for the questions, Kathy, I just want to say that if you are out there fighting for a listing and in such a hot market, I mean, listings are coming on the market more and more. People are trying to get out of their current situation for whatever reason. You have a lot of things that you can offer that other agents don't offer. So you have a Vanity URL, you have virtual open house tours now. I mean, you have your marketing, you have your campaigns through Facebook Connector. I mean, you really have a lot of tools that you offer that you may not even realize that you have. So you want to put together a good marketing plan that you can review with your client so that you can show them everything that you offer when you're on that appointment, because usually you get one shot to get in the door. So these are all great tools and tips and certainly things that you want to put together. Do we
Correct.
have any questions?
Wow, this is probably the least amount of questions that anybody has asked in any of our trainings. So I'm going to assume that when everyone posts their single property website to their Facebook pages and they tag me and Ron and Donna Marie, we're going to give them a shout out on our pages so that we can show what a great marketing strategy we have. Because while we're doing that, we have another tickler that we want to show you. Hold on, Michael Maloney just asked me something other than complimenting us. I love you too, Michael. Oh, he wants to know if this was recorded. No, I don't think we recorded this today.
Oh, actually, we did.
Oh, Ron, you're so cool. Well, there you go. Oh, and Charles Weisenheimer wants to know how much is a plethora? It's a lot.
A plethora.
Plethora. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
So even though we can't hear you guys, your personalities are coming through loud and clear. Do you want to show them? Did you connect Donna Marie's?
No, but what we're going to do is we're going to tease you with next week's training. What we want to do is, for those of you who don't have listings right now, and then you're struggling trying to figure out how to get some listings, I'm going to give you a statistic that you probably just don't really understand or don't even know it's out there. We do have a lot of buyers out there right now. I look at the numbers each and every day, and they're climbing. So we have a lot of buyers out there. But I think that the sellers, there's a disconnect between the buyers and the sellers. The sellers are not realizing that there are a lot of buyers, and it's your job to educate the sellers out there. So how would you do that? You have to advertise yourself out there. You have to advertise all of these great things that you have. Facebook Connector, you have a single property website, you have virtual tours, you have all of this tech stuff at your disposal, and it needs to get out there. So what Donna Marie wants to do is have a training class on how to advertise if you don't have a listing. Is that correct, Donna Marie?
Yes.
Yes, she has no more to add on that one. Yes.
Yes. Yes, yes, and yes.
Yes. So we want to get you listings because we believe there are a lot of sellers sitting on their properties right now because they're not aware of how many buyers are actually out there. And we are getting a lot of buyer visitor traffic right now. That's it for me.
Yeah, so, all of this is not only for your buyers and your seller, it's also geared towards your prospects. So, you're keeping them in the loop with all of this information. So we are going to have a training next week. I'd like to thank all of you who joined in this afternoon. Thank you very much. And we do look forward to seeing you all next week. Have a really great day. and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.